I think that sometimes if you're too focused about every story being a message, a universal message for everyone, you end up sort of doing a disservice to the characters because it's not the case that every person lives their life as if it were a message for everyone else. You know, everybody's circumstances are specific and unique. So having set up the premise that she's starting a gambling club with her best friend, and from book one to book two, that's been like a common arc of her character, you know, what she's involved with, and that the hero, you know, has a gambling addiction that's in his past, and he's now like sworn off gambling forever and never wants to go near a place again. Like this is obviously a very huge obstacle, and I didn't feel like I could realistically resolve that with him just being like fine with it and her just being like, I'm going to keep doing this and you're going to have to live with it. Like, I don't think that would be very realistic or true to the characters. So in the end, it is something like she wrestles with over the course of the book and that keeps them apart for a while. But I also felt that it was authentic to Della's character that, you know, the reason that she was involved in this gambling club was not really because she was like passionate about gambling or something. It was more that she wanted to help her best friend because she really loves Jane. They're very close. And it was more like Jane's project from book one. You could see that in book one that it was always sort of like Jane's thing. And Della was more like she wanted to just be there with her. She wanted to be like building something together and having that excitement. And one of the themes of the second book is like kind of overextending yourself, that Della is very enthusiastic and she sort of goes where her passions take her. But then she ends up saying yes to everything. And she's like overcommitted. You know, it's like she's trying to help run this club, but she's also decided she's going to write a ladies' guidebook and has no idea how difficult that's going to be. She does it sort of on impulse, like, oh, I could do it. Anyone could do it. And then realizes that's no, in fact, it's a lot of work and she doesn't have this much time at all. And so one of the themes of like her sort of overextending herself is learning that like it's okay to say no to something. And maybe like the club was for her at a certain point in her life, but isn't for her forever. And that it's okay. And like she's not going to let people down if she decides like actually like I think I'm at a point where I need to step back a bit now and I can't do this anymore. And that's a fear of hers, is like letting Jane down. Jane might be disappointed in her, and so she has to sort of like have that discussion with her where she realizes that no, like her friend will still be her friend. She's not a bad person for walking away, but maybe it's just not the right time in her life anymore.